What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Recovery with Rah. Today, I want to talk to you about detox. I know I'm jumping a little out of order here, but I'm doing this episode specifically for a friend and for you guys in general. I wanted to talk to you guys about detox because that is one of the very key factors as far as taking steps to getting clean and starting your journey to recovery. Now, every detox is different. I've been to so many detoxes that I honestly can't count anymore. Um, what I would suggest to do is, first of all, when you've decided that you want to go to detox, or some people get told by their probation officer or judge that they have to go to detox, then usually I would look up which detox facilities are near you. I would try to get as much information on them as you can. For example, some detoxes, they let you bring your own clothes. You get to feel a little bit more comfortable in your own clothes. Without your own clothes, they give you a jumpsuit and maybe like a white t-shirt underneath or something like that, but not really. Usually when I went, it was just like a little jumpsuit. It was a green jumpsuit or whatever color jumpsuit, and you would wear that the whole time. They would give you, if you want a different one, like say you want to change clothes, they'd give you another one and another one, but it would be the same jumpsuit for everybody. So that's what you would do. But if you went to one where you brought your own clothes, they had a washing machine, or you could just bring enough clothes where you could have something different every day, socks, underwear, all that stuff. So that's number one. Number two, insurance. A lot of detoxes will decide if they want to take you based on your insurance and your eligibility. Your eligibility, some people might tell you that you're not eligible for detox, meaning if you don't get withdrawal symptoms, saying, like, okay, I want to go, just making up an example here. I want to detox from weed, let's say from marijuana. And they'll ask you some questions. They're going to interview you first on the phone. And they're going to give you a lengthy detail. And I would be completely honest with these people because it's your life, it's your treatment. And that's the best way that they're going to be able to give you the right dosages, the right medications, make sure they don't give you something that you're allergic to, all that kind of stuff. So, if they ask you a question, I would answer honestly. As far as the weed aspect, let's say they told you, you said to them, I'm addicted to weed. I want to get off, and they say, okay, what symptoms are you having when you get off? And you tell them like headache and like I'm not really withdrawing like that. They will tell you that you don't meet the criteria because they only have a certain amount of beds available, and those beds are for patients that are seriously in need of withdrawal. So if you're getting just a headache, you could just take a couple Motrin, lay down, relax, drink a lot of fluids, and stick it out for however many days at home. Pretty much is what they're going to tell you to do. If it gets really crazy, they'll tell you to go to a hospital, but a detox wouldn't be the place. That's what they're going to say to you. Most, like 99% sure. As far as like alcohol, Xanax, Those two, if they happen to be in the mix, there's like a 99% chance that you're going to get in. If you don't have like insurance and stuff, the length of your stay is going to be the factor, because most detoxes go from 5 to maybe 6, maybe if you're really really in, bad shape, 7 days. But I've been to a lot. I've been in really bad shape, and 5 was the only time, that I've done 5 days. And it wasn't for alcohol, but mine was for heroin, and it was for Xanax. I wasn't looking to detox from the Xanax, but I was taking Xanax, so they had to give that. And the reason alcohol and Xanax are so important to them is because those two drugs are the only substances that you can actually die from the withdrawal that's alone. Other than that, you go to one of these places, you stay there for 5 days, and this is pretty much what to expect going in. At first, you go in, you make your phone interview, and they'll tell you, okay, come in Monday at 10 o'clock. So you go in, and they'll tell you what you need to bring, and you bring all of that stuff with you. And before they even call you in, most places, I'm in New York, everywhere might be different, but Long Island, New York, what they like to do is they like to test people. They like to see who really wants to get, detoxed, and who's really motivated to do it, because there's a lot of people that use the detox system. There's a lot of homeless people. There's a lot of drug addicts that when they run out of their medicine, they know that they'll be good again in, 5 days. So, okay, let me just go to detox for a couple days. I won't be sick, and then I could get out, and then I could use drugs again. They're just playing the game. Or homeless, meaning, oh, okay, I could have 3 hots in a cot, meaning, a bed to sleep in and 3 meals a day. So I'm golden. So they'd like to take advantage of that. So they try to screen those people out. And what happens is they make you wait a very long time. A very long time. I remember sitting there withdrawing for hours and hours and hours, because they tell you to come the day of the detox, and they tell you to come in and to be withdrawing when you come in. Me, I decided, I learned my lesson the first time. I'm not saying for anybody to do this, but I made it a little bit easier, because the days that I went into detox, I used so that I wasn't all fidgety and dying for the 8 hours. And then I just went upstairs and went in, and I was admitted. And as soon as you get admitted, that doesn't mean you go right up. Then you get in, and then the phone interview, they pretty much do it face to face now. So I did that, and that separates the people that they're like, all right, that's it, I'm out, I can't take it, I'm out, I'm leaving. And they separate the people who are faking it and the people who are real. So the people that really are looking for help. So now that you beat number 1, now you go into the other room. You usually sit down with somebody, and they'll ask you all those questions again. They'll ask you for your insurance paperwork. They'll take your blood pressure. They'll give you a PPD, TBT, or whatever, that tuberculosis test. They'll strip search you. They'll strip search you so that you don't bring in any contraband, any drugs, any tobacco, any contraband, anything that is not allowed in a detox facility, knives, weapons, all sorts of things. Because you would be like surprised, you'd be shocked at how much, people try to bring in to these places. Like the people that are playing the game, they try to sneak drugs in, or They try to do, ridiculous things, and it's terrible. It's terrible, but they try to do it. Some places will allow you to, you know what? I'll get to that in a second. As far as the MP3 players and stuff. Um, so now that you're downstairs, when you're telling the lady everything again, she's writing it all down. I would tell them the truth as far as what you're taking, what you're in there for, uh, how much you've been taking. They're going to ask you how long you've been taking, when did you start doing it, have you ever been abused. They're going to ask you all sorts of personal questions. And then you're pretty much on your way. Now they take you to another place and you go, they strip search you, they um, give you the shots like I said, they'll take your blood, they'll ask if you want to get an AIDS test or whatever, or Hep C test and stuff like that, and you could say yes, you could say no, and then you go on your merry way. Now you're upstairs or wherever, the place is, and you're in the detox facility. Now, most detox facilities that I've been to have they have the boys separated and the girls separated, and they are non-smoking facilities. So if you smoke cigarettes, you are not going to be smoking cigarettes for 5 or 6 days, even though I have personally seen people still sneak it in there somehow and smoke in the bathroom vents and stuff like that and get caught or not get caught, but still it's just not worth it because you're risking getting thrown out. So the difference between getting mandated and getting, in there on your own will is two things. For detox, it doesn't matter so much as far as the dates because it's still going to be 5 days. That's more for rehab. Detox is not a rehab. Detox is before rehab. They're two different things. I'll explain that in another video. This one is just detox. But for um for the people that are mandated, it's very important that they know that if they sit, let's say it's day 2 and they really want a cigarette, or they really don't want to be there anymore, or they just really don't like the environment and they sign themselves out AMA, against medical advice, um, then you're going to get in trouble with your probation officer. It's not going to be a good look, and most likely you're going to go to jail or whatever the repercussions are. They're going to write that you signed into a detox facility and you signed yourself out. And when you do that, if you try to go back to a detox facility, let's say the same one, that's noted in the files that you've been there. So like I said, I've been to this one detox facility so many times that not only have I seen the building change, like all the changes, but I know all of the staff members by first name, and they see me and they're like, "Oh man, it's you again. Well, I hate to see you here, but I'm glad to see that you're still alive." Things like that. So, but okay, so now you go in and you sit down, you wait, they'll give you a pillow, they'll give you sheets, they'll give you everything as far as that, and then they'll tell you what room you're in. Boys one side, girls one side, and you go to a room. Your room could either have, it could be a 3-person room or a 2-person room, depending on the detox facility. So, you're in there, and sometimes you get lucky, and even though it'll be a 2-person room or a 3-person room, there's no one in there yet. So you might get a couple days where it's just you in there, or you might be cool, in there, and the guys are just mad cool. They're not like, I don't know, just because it's very weird. You gotta live with people that you don't know for 5 days. You gotta wonder, when I go to sleep, is this guy a psychopath? Is he gonna, try to kill me. Like, things run through your head. You never seen these people before. You don't know, and for all you know, obviously they're all going through it right now. Everyone's going through withdrawal. They're all going through some stuff. So um, it's whatever. So in those rooms, there's nothing. There's maybe a dresser for you to put your clothes if it's one of those kind of facilities. There's a clock and there's a bed. That's it. Oh, and there's also a bathroom and a shower. And I would suggest strongly to never go in those showers without slippers, because that's just disgusting. So, okay, other than that, they give you, your toothbrush, your all that stuff. They give that to you. So now you go and you get medicated when you first come in. Some facilities run the medications differently. Like, for example, for methadone, for me, when I was on heroin, the way that they would give it to you would be methadone. So back in the day, depending on the facility, some facilities will give you all the medication at once as far as the methadone. Like, they will give you the whole 40 milligrams in the morning, and then during the rest of the day, you'll get your, like, Librium for the Xanax, like at 12 o'clock, and then at like 9 o'clock, or however it goes, whatever. But some places they'll do in the morning, first day you'll get 10 milligrams, and then throughout the day you'll get 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams. And it's either or. It's pretty much the same thing. Some just break it down little by little by little, and some break it down, they give you, but that's just with methadone. With everything else, it's still little by little by little. And they'll usually have teams. They'll have like a A team and a B team if there's a lot of people in there. So they'll have two teams. So, they'll say, all right, we're calling A team for pills. And if you're on the A list, you go, you wait online, you get your medicine, and you have to take it in front of them. And they'll tell you to open your mouth, because people cheat medicines. People do that. They will cheat. I've done it. I'm not proud of it, and I wouldn't recommend to do it. But people cheat their medicines, and because it's only such a little tablet, that you cheat them and stuff like that, and then you save them and save them and save them, and then you take them all at once, so that it's the actual size of the medicine that you take normally, which is stupid. Don't do that. So after you take the medicine, you go and you keep it moving, and pretty much the rest of the day is just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. You're in withdrawal. You could choose to stay in your room and do nothing, and you could choose to go into the day area. They usually have a day area. Some places have one, some places have two. The day area can have one TV with one controller where everybody decides on what to watch. But most people have the TV on kind of just for background noise, and everybody's just talking. The most important advice, and I cannot stress this enough. Okay, it's fine to talk with the people in there, but to become friends with everybody in there, to find a girlfriend in there, it's very important to stay away from the people that don't want to be there, because those people will make your life a living hell. They will sit there and you're seriously focused on getting, I've been in there and I really wanted to get clean. There was one time I was like, I really want to get clean. I really want to get clean. And all everybody was doing was talking about how great the heroin that they were getting was, how much they were getting it for, the color of it, and these are all triggers and stuff like that. I'll explain what triggers are. Things that make you want to use, and that stuff would just make me want to use. It was, actually got to a couple people and made them sign themselves out AMA. Like, they left and got high, and who knows where they are. But the point is, you gotta hope that you're in there with a good crowd. And if you see that these people are in there, you know what? Go away or be a snitch, man. Call somebody and be like, listen, these guys, they're all sitting there talking about how great it is to get drunk, how great it is. They usually have, you know, a person in there listening to everything, but sometimes the person is just, you know, like the nurse or whatever. Sometimes they don't say anything or whatever, but sometimes the nurse will be like, hey, you know, change the topic, shut it down. You know, people come up with their own games. They rip up like a bunch of pieces of paper and they'll play like spades or cards and stuff like that, or they're gamble, not for money or anything, just to do. But they also consider gambling an addiction, so they don't really let you play gambling games. Like, they won't let you play CeeLo and stuff like that. And you know, because gambling is an addiction too. So, you know, they'll let you play like Monopoly if they have board games, or they'll let you read books. They'll let you bring an MP3 player as long as it doesn't have a camera. But long story short, the point of Detox is for you to get in, do your 5, 6, 7, let's say 5 days, pretty much 5 days of getting your medicine, weaning down, get in, get out. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to talk to all these people. You're not there to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend. This isn't matchmaking.com. You're not in there for any of that. Sometimes during Detox, they'll bring people from AA or NA once or twice a day. And you'll have the option to sit in those meetings or not sit in those meetings. In rehab, usually it's mandatory, but Detox, they let you pass because they know you're going through a tough time. So I would suggest to go to those meetings and listen. Look at it like this. I've been there a million times. And there's been times I've been in there and I've just made my own life miserable. I made my own life miserable. You have an opportunity here. Detox is a privilege if you really think about it. Now that I'm, you know, clean and all of that stuff, I'm seeing it differently. Detox is a privilege because look at all of these people that are, you know, rest in peace, dead. You know, if they had a chance to take that detox seriously, they could have got clean and they'd still be here today. There's people fighting for beds. There's people dying to get into those rooms, and you're in there. You're in there. You might as well take advantage of the time that you're in there and learn something. Get clean, because once you come out of there, maybe for the first time in your life, you are one day officially clean of whatever substances you are on. You are day one. It's very hard to break that routine, but you have the opportunity. You could even drop cigarettes. You don't even have to pick up a cigarette again after that. That is the one thing I regret too from my detoxes. After I got out, the first thing I would do is smoke a cigarette. And when I got out, I didn't even like it. I would have to get used to liking it again. But I just did it anyway. I wish that I could go to detox just so I could quit cigarettes, but they wouldn't do that, you know? So long story short, man, tell them everything honestly. Stay away from the people that are going to lure you the wrong way. Take advantage of the opportunity. It's really a blessing. And just do your stuff and get out, man. And when you get out, do the right thing. That's all. Do the right thing. It's very, very simple. Stay on the right path. If you want to go to rehab, you can. If you want to go to outpatient, you can. You want to go to long-term treatment, you can. There's all different avenues afterwards. So I would suggest to definitely open your eyes, choose what you think is best for you. There's counselors in there. Talk to them. Do what you can and take advantage of the situation. Anyways, I'll get into rehabs and long-term treatment centers and more of that in some other videos. But thanks for watching another episode of Recovery with Ra. I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe, thumbs up, and leave a comment. I like to hear from you guys too. Take care.